Hey everyone, ZaiZoe here. Welcome to my channel. I have no idea what that little noise is about. Can't even seem to get rid of it. Just inside the Form Clan's last day, having a look at everybody that showed up for the game. And thanks to everyone for coming out. We're just going to take that 30 seconds, scroll through all those clans. And I'm sure there's probably some maybe in between clans even, or jumping back and forth that we've missed, but can't catch everybody, although I can try. And that's right, if you noticed at the start up there, the highest ranking I got a picture of was us sitting at world rank 59, so pretty good for a clan that just came together for a week. You gotta give your hats off to that. Coming into 59 is pretty good. I'd like to see what we could do for the full season. That would be more interesting. See where that end season placement could be. I'm sure on my Town Hall 9, well, I am 50th in the clan right now, but there's a couple guys that are low. If I gave it a little extra effort, I'm sure I could pop ahead of those guys, so maybe I'd still be in the clan if it got to 1, but I don't know. I do keep reminding them that hashtag don't kick the Town Hall 9, and that some of you might not know how clan points work. Clan points is quite a mathematical calculation. I'm not going to run through it all, but basically the top 10 count as 50% of your clan points. So they are of the most important, and then it goes kind of in groups of 10 after that, all the way down to the last places, which are from placement 41 to place 50, only counts for 3% of the clan points. So basically that would mean that each player would be 0.30%. So the bottom 10 really don't count for very much. So I'm sure I could work some deals to keep in there. And a nice ground raid, still going to go a little bit further. Not going to go all the way by the looks of that time clock. And that eagle's still triggering, so that will end this raid on a nice 2 stars. And taking on the clan Angel Eyes. Don't know if any of you know the song, but Jeff Healy, Angel Eyes, pretty good song. And some of you might know the guitar player. He is blind and plays it on his lap. No longer with us on this earth, however, but was in the Roadhouse movie. Don't know if any of you seen that Patrick Swayze Roadhouse movie, but yeah, that would be the band, and that would be the guy. Now, I know some of you are already throwing flags onto the field. ZaiZoe, this is not a Form Elite replay. That's right. This is one of my replays, and I'm going to walk you through this one. So we're going to send in those hounds. As you see at the top there, I threw in those few loons. That was to pull the CC, if any. Then basically, you kind of want to sweep in. Now, you've eliminated the edging a bit when you come in like that. Hopefully on your way up they will keep the split and both loons will go to the sides. Not quite as well as I wanted here. As you can see, they mostly go up to the top, but we still got a load of loons up there, so this one is not over yet. And some of you might know my clan, Minimax Savage. I love that clan. And if you noticed, nothing did come out on the CC pull there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's nothing in there. That just means that it could be non-air triggered. So watch where you put those hero placements. And my heroes are extremely low. We have 11, 11, and a 10 Warden. Just showing you that it can still be done if you do it right. And I will be upgrading those heroes. I can hear some of you cringing now. And back to the form. Now, it is December, and as a lot of you clashers out there know, every December comes a big update. And we're all wondering what this year's update's going to be. please, Supercell, work on the main bases. And please don't think giving clans quests is going to save the frustration of a lot of players. I gotta be perfectly honest, I've been watching a lot of players lately. I've talked to a lot of people over the last few years. The updates haven't always been favorable, and in some cases they've even had to be put on hold to try and calm the clashing community down. So once again, Supercell is back on those eggshells, about to drop a update, and I sure hope that it's got some interesting features. Hopefully we can get rid of a few of those features I don't really like. I do know that a lot of people are not fans of this live rating. I'm not the biggest fan of it neither. It was nice. I know a couple people said, but like Looney in particular, he liked to know that the guy was watching. You know what I mean? You don't know anymore if the person's base you're hitting is watching your raid. That was half the fun of getting the 3-star, was when he was able to watch. And you're like, oh yeah, watch buddy, watch as I take them all. And now you just don't know anymore. And not only that, but then you have the counter of it, which is now you're being watched. So, you know, we don't share fails for a reason. We don't like failing. Some people do share fails. I share fails. They happen. Other people don't like to share them at all. But nonetheless, it should be our choice. We shouldn't have people being able to watch us if we don't want them to be able to watch us. There has to be some sort of switch on, switch off for live raids. That would be super. Then I could maybe get back on some people's friends lists that completely deleted their friends list just because they didn't like being watched in live raids. So they were narrowing it down. Is it people on my friends list, or is it people in the clan? And then they keep narrowing it down until eventually they'll just either leave the clan or they'll quit. So I've been watching it happening. It'd be interesting to see what this update's going to bring. And I know that this is kind of the vibe throughout the clashing community, really, that, you know, and I've been around for a long, long time. So I seen the changes. I noticed when different things happened. And it was like it just fell on deaf ears if you were trying to explain to them. But the matchmaking system is terrible. It used to be enjoyable for any town hall level to give it an attempt to push. You know, by taking trapped bases, you know, town halls that were out. Of course, they changed the whole shielding system. I think the 1/3 troop down thing's got to go away too. 30% a shield. Just make it 30% a shield. Don't do the troops down, because I've had a few people on my low level Town Hall 7 drop their heroes, 30% me, and exit trying to give me a shield, not realizing, because as a Town Hall 11, they always get a shield if they're 30%, because people are always using their full armies. So they're always getting that 1/3 troop deployed. They just haven't picked on that it's 1/3 troops deployed. Some people just think it's 30% shields because it's not clear enough that you have to get the 30% plus the 1/3 troop deployed. I gotta say, something has to be done about that a little bit. And it's also, it used to be fun to drop to 0. We used to go down to what we used to call it the graveyard, and at 200 trophies, things would change. You would be dropping down, and you would be seeing the normal Town Hall 5s and 6s in silvers. You would be seeing the 3s and 4s in bronze, and then you would keep going down. You'd be seeing the 3s, 4s, and 2s. You'd be all wall breaker raids. You'd be having fun. It was fun. And then you'd get to 200 and things changed. Almost instantaneously, you would start seeing like super rushed bases that were dead but filled with loot. So it was a great spot to go down and farm. Then the whole matchmaking thing completely changed that all. Now go ahead, drop down to 200 cups, and you notice before you get there, you have clouds now. There was no clouds going down to 0 before. It didn't happen until they changed the whole matchmaking system, which also changed everything throughout the system. You used to go through, like I said, you'd go through your bronze, you'd see those 3 4s, your silvers, your 5 6s. You'd get up to the golds, you'd start seeing 7s, 8s. You'd get to the crystals, you'd be seeing 9s, 10s, you know. You might have an 8 in there too, but that would be the range. You'd get up into masters, you'd start seeing mostly 10s, some 9s, and by the time you got to champs, you only seen 10s. And that was like a nice way to push up. You kind of knew how it was going to go. And now it's basically whatever town hall level you are, that's what you're going to see the whole way up, and it creates clouds for bases that are lower levels when they shouldn't even have clouds. My Town Hall 7, at the exact same cups as my Town Hall 9, my 9 will actually see 5 to 10 bases sometimes per one on my 7 at the same cups. Don't tell me matchmaking isn't affected. It's been the talk in globals, it's been the talk in some clans, it's been the talk in this clan. There needs to be something done back on that matchmaking. Of course, Supercell doesn't want to change things back to the way it used to be. I don't know if they just didn't like that low levels were getting up higher, but you could have left everything the same, because if you noticed, it didn't do anything, did it? We still have low levels, well, not extremely low, but Town Hall 7s I would classify as a low level. Up in 4800s, 4900s, almost getting to that Legends. So the matchmaking change definitely didn't kill them off and didn't drop them down. It's made it nearly impossible. I mean, they could have taken the snipes away. Perfect. Take away the snipes, make it a 30% base shield needed, and go with that. That probably would have still worked to have not had the 5s, 4s, 3s, and 2s being able to push up. We're starting to see that now the 6s are also coming up into those champs zones. And that's, I'd like to attribute that to all the low-level pushers, that since the matchmaking update did change, and we stuck with it, and we pushed through, and we pushed through, as I kept saying, eventually we will see the levels go higher and higher, and the ranks go higher and higher, and eventually the low levels will start coming up more and more. As the 6s come, soon the 5s will follow. And that might be the limit there, but just my opinions. Take it for what it's worth. That's my 2 cents. And that is it. Ending this video. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, and share button. You can hit me up on Instagram at ZaiZoe Gaming. And I gotta change this end picture because Savage Minimax is actually called Savage.